As men, you need to be able to come to your own conclusions in life. This is my opinion on reading. I know some people think that reading is a complete waste of time. Well, I think that reading, to be honest, completely changed my life. For a start, I think if it wasn't for reading, I would still be like stuck, complacent, broke, playing video games and working in a 9 to 5. First things first. I think if I didn't start reading, I would have fell into the trap. I would have been consumed by the matrix. For me, like reading was so powerful because I was already into self improvement a little bit, but I was still at the point in my life where I was like, okay, I was still playing video games once I get home from work. Yes, I was kickboxing. Yes, I was watching motivational videos and starting to learn a little bit about journaling and meditating and stuff like that. But I was still in the phase of playing video games in moderation, like a dickhead, right? And then everything changed for me once I read two books that I've got here. I've got a few books that I can recommend to you boys for different things. But two books that I read that completely just changed my whole perspective on life and what I should be doing, what I should be dedicating myself to. Can't Hurt Me and The Compound Effect. Now, The Compound Effect talks about how the small decisions and the habits that you have in day-to-day life have a massive effect on your life on a long time frame. So like by me spending an hour a day playing video games, that actually over time compounds to such a large scale where it's had such a negative impact on my life. Whereas on the other hand, if I spent an hour a day doing something more productive, like reading more, for example, then the impact that this is going to have on my life in a long time frame is going to be massive. Instead of having a massively worse life from an hour a day of video games, I could have a massively better life from using that hour doing something else. And when you have the difference between something that's better and something that's worse, like the difference is even bigger, right? So yeah, Compound Effect, really good book. And then second of all, Can't Hurt Me. I've read this book 8 times. As you can see, it's pretty bad. But this is like absolutely my favorite book of all and had the biggest impact on me. I realized that if there's a guy out there that's fucking breaking his leg whilst running 200 miles on just a random Saturday, breaking his leg in like 7 places and finishing the race. Like, these guys out there doing stuff like this, then what the fuck am I doing? I thought I was working hard. You ain't doing shit. Like, this made me realize that I'm nowhere near living up to my potential. I'm like an 18-year-old guy, and I'm wasting time playing video games. Like, no, that's not good enough. It's simply not good enough. My competition is the rest of the men out there with the same goals as me. My competition's working. I need to be working too. And that really gives me the mindset that I need to step up my game. That's when I completely scrapped the video games. I've not played video games at all since. I don't play video games. These are the two books that completely changed my life in a big way. And the reason why I think reading is so important is not necessarily for the information that you're consuming, but I think there's just something so powerful of that. Even in your free time, even in your downtime, your chill time, you are still working on something that is aligned with your goals. I think that element alone, no matter what book you're reading, if it's a productive book that is aligned with your goals, it's not the information. It's just the fact that you're spending every moment that you're awake working towards your goals. Turn this off. The fact that you're spending every moment that you're awake working towards your goals, your brain starts to clock like, oh shit, we're actually serious. Oh, this means everything to us. Your brain, your subconscious starts to realize that you are truly dedicated into achieving this thing. We have over 60,000 thoughts every single day. Imagine if every single one of those thoughts was dedicated towards achieving our goals. And that's why I like reading, because it aligns my subconscious with the things that I'm trying to achieve. If my subconscious brain knows that, okay, I'm really focused on this is my priority, and throughout the day, let's say more and more of my thoughts are just aligned with my mission. Think of the amount of great ideas I'm going to come up with about my business. Think of the amount of inspiration that I'm going to have all the time to work on my business. There's not going to be dry spells where it's like, oh, I don't know what to make a YouTube video about today. I'm making 5 YouTube videos a week and here we go, pumping out content like a crackhead, because all of my thoughts are aligned with the goal that I want to hit. Because even in my downtime, even in my chill time, my time for myself, my time to wind down, if I'm not actually physically working, I'm reading books about work. I'm reading books to help me get better at fucking work. That's why I think reading is so powerful. Is it the most productive thing that you can do with your time? No. You could be physically working, which is more productive than reading. Yes, I agree. But who can actually sit in front of a computer and do deep work for 14 hours a day? No one. No one can do that. And if they say they can, they're full of shit. They can't. No one can actually commit to deep work for 16 hours a day. Taking time to chill, read a book, realign yourself, re-inspire yourself, I think is really, really going to help your productivity anyway. I think it's going to be more productive. You're going to feel really inspired. You're going to learn loads of new things. You get to learn from the life experience of other people. How valuable is that? How valuable is that? Two more books that I would recommend that have changed my life. First of all, most of you guys watching this are working sales or business owners or something. You want to get rich. You want to make money. If you want to make money, improving your sales skills. I've been through over £12,000 worth of sales courses, sales appointments, and been through over £12,000 worth of sales courses. I've learned more from this book than I have from any of these sales courses that I've been through. This is the GOAT when it comes to learning how to sell. You need this book. I'll buy it for you, bro. Like, you need this book. It's an amazing book. New model of selling. I've read loads of books. A lot of books are just a little bit dead. Like, they just waffle on a little bit. They repeat the same points. That book is a gold mine. From cover to cover, that book is absolute source. And another amazing book that I'd recommend that I don't have with me right now is The Way of the Superior Man. All of these 4 books, I would say, like, are the most important books for me that I've read personally, the ones that have had the biggest difference in my life. I've got a long list of books. I might make a reading list so that I can send you guys some books if you want some books. But if you don't have those 4 books in your roster, you need to get those 4 books. I think reading books is more productive than even watching YouTube videos. And let me explain why. I know here you are watching a YouTube video. What do people do when they're watching like a YouTube video? They sit there taking notes, watching, consumed, locked into the YouTube video, which I don't think is like particularly productive. Like, it can be, like, I still watch YouTube Alex Hormozi videos sometimes, but I don't think taking notes and doing that sort of shit is productive at all. Like, you should be, if you're taking notes, you should be taking action. You're not really resting. You're engaged into a super stimulating video. It's stimulating all of your different senses. You're stimulated. You're making notes. You're releasing dopamine because you think that you're being productive when in reality, you're not really being that productive. Whereas when you're reading, I always keep my notepad next to me when I'm reading, because when I'm reading, because it's such a shallow task, like, I'm not very stimulated. I'm not really, I'm not using a million senses. I'm not really like glued into the book because I'm reading non-fiction. When I'm reading, I'll just have random thoughts. Again, we have 60,000 thoughts a day. I just have random thoughts when I'm reading. And I'll be like, oh, fuck, that's a really good idea. And it's almost like a time to think. Like, ideas just come to me when I'm reading. Don't know what it is. But ideas just come my way when I'm reading. So it's actually a really good time to, like, start sparking new ideas, coming up with ideas. You're getting inspired by whatever you're reading. And as a result, things are clicking and you're going to have great ideas. Sales to CEO.io. I sat on that broken chair. That's my reading chair, by the way. If you're wondering why I've got a broken chair in my corner, I just sit on there. It's really comfy and I just read. I was sat on the broken chair and I had the idea, it just came to me, sales to CEO.io. It sounds great. Why not? Okay, I'll go buy the domain. Cool. I get loads of great ideas while I'm reading. So reading's OP, boys. I read a book every 2 weeks right now. So I just spend 60 minutes a day reading. That's it. 2 30-minute reading sessions. Everyone can do that. That's sort of like my chill time. It helps me break up the day. I've learned to enjoy reading as well. I didn't enjoy it at the start, but I've learned to enjoy it. Yeah, I think reading's great. Also, the GOAT, the best book of all time, the Bible, boys. Make sure to get your Bible study in. That's the end of this video. Subscribe for more content and keep grinding.